Degenhart wide open, buries the triple.
Najee Smith with another three.
25 feet out, that's good from Shaver.
Boise State wins it!
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to Boise. A couple of teams putting their winning streaks on the line tonight as the Boise State Broncos host the Eastern Oregon here at ExtraMile Arena in Boise. Alongside former Bronco forward Nick Duncan, Leonard Berry here with you inside ExtraMile Arena. And Nick, two teams mentioned on winning streaks. Boise State a 5-game winning streak. Eastern Oregon on a 3-game winning streak, including 2 games already in conference play.
It's going to be a great match here today. Boise State coming off a huge Power 5 conference win against Texas A&M, their 3rd of the year, which is quite incredible. And obviously, as you said, Eastern Oregon coming in on their hot streak as well.
Both teams been on a big hot streak, but maybe no team in the country hotter than Boise State as of late. During this 5-game winning streak, Boise State has held opponents to 57.8 points per game, just 36.8% from the floor, and 27% from downtown.
It all starts on the defense for the Broncos. Coach Burns saying at the start of the year that getting inside the Ken Pom efficiency on the defense is their main target, and they've been really producing that the last 6 games.
They want to get into the top 25. At the moment, they sit at 26. Not a bad place to be this early on in the season after a 5-2. They got their 5th straight win by beating Texas A&M 86-71 on Saturday. And a big part of the production in that game was the hometown hero, Max Rice, the Boise native, with a career-high 25 points against Texas A&M, but not just doing it with the shooting, getting inside the key and scoring as well for the Broncos.
He's been known for his 3-point shooting, 3 for 6 in this game, but he really did a great job making some nifty moves inside against a very athletic Texas A&M, going 5 from 6, and also trying to get to the line, shooting 100% from the line as well, 6 from 6. Amazing game, and congratulations to Max on winning those.
Mountain West Player of the Week was Max Rice. That right-handed floater, something he worked a lot on during the offseason, paying dividends last night. He'll see if he can continue his hot streak, and the Broncos look to continue their winning streak. Want to go to 7-2 on a 6-game winning streak when we come back to ExtraMile Arena. Basketball time in Boise. Leonard Berry and Nick Duncan with you. Eastern Oregon from LeGrand visiting Boise State at ExtraMile Arena. The Broncos and the Mountaineers both on winning streaks. And when you take a look at the numbers here, Nick, both of them match up pretty well. This Eastern Oregon team can really shoot the lights out.
You can see that stat there, 41% from 3-point line. Got a couple of key shooters on that team as well, so I expect them to come out shooting hot and try to get off to a good start.
Boise State, it's been all about the defense all season long. James just gave up 70 points for the first time all year. They gave up 71 to A&M. And here's the starting lineup for Boise State. The notable subtraction, no Marcus Shaver. Jace Whiting takes his place in the starting 5.
Yeah, new development there, and didn't hear much from the coaches before, so be interesting to see some developments over there. But obviously, a great opportunity for Whiting to get in the game and see if he can get off to a good start here and get some confidence here in some big minutes in a big game.
Philip Malater is the player to watch for Eastern Oregon. The Arley, Montana native, played at North Idaho College before transferring to Eastern Oregon. He leads the team with 16.4 points per game, and Whiting will get his first chance to run the first team offense with the Broncos winning the tip. Abo at the top for Boise State. That pass for Max Rice, stolen away. That is Malater. With a kick back out to Ishmael Valdez. Eastern Oregon with the turnover and the takeaway. Malater working off a screen. Nice spin against Tyson Degenhart. You can see why he averages over 16 a game.
Beautiful move there, and we'll see the ball in his hands a lot today. But what a wonderful move there. Drive left, spin move.
Malater's a really special player. The town of Arley that he comes from, just 641 people, according to the estimation, as Najee Smith lines up the first shot for Boise State, misses on the 3. Malater picks up his dribble, gets it away, gets it right back, and nearly had a back cut.
As you can see, focal point of the offense. Unfortunate there, but great start by Eastern Oregon, getting the ball through hands and trying to get their leading scorer hot.
Chase Whiting for Boise State. Rice comes wide open. He had a big game against Texas A&M. He misses his first shot as well. Rice with the career high 25. Did it on 8 of 12 shooting, getting 3 of 6 on 3-pointers in that game. This is A.J. Huddleston who gives it back up to Justin Jeske in the paint. And Jeske makes it 4-0 Mountaineers.
Boise State coming out with an ice defense on the on-balls, and Eastern Oregon doing a great job of finding the gaps and getting some wide open shots here, leading 4-0.
Shabuzo Abo, he'll take a deep three for Boise State. Broncos 0 of 3 to start, all from the outside.
A little shaky start from the Broncos. A few quick shots. Ball's not really moving. I see Leon Rice probably getting the boys looking at moving the ball a little bit more, getting it from side to side.
Jeske has to pass it out after picking up the dribble. Handoff to Orr. Huddleston bounces it away, gets it back. He's open for 2, and it's a 6-0 start for Eastern Oregon.
Great ball movement, exactly what the Broncos aren't doing. Eastern Oregon getting the ball through hands and find the open player, and usually the offense goes pretty well when they do that.
Broncos get a paint touch with Smith. Out for Rice, good pump fake, takes a 3 with a hand in his face. It doesn't matter to Max Rice.
Confidence is sky high, and exactly what the Broncos want, wide open threes, and he'll continue to take them, especially with Marcus Schaefer out tonight, another dynamic shooter for the Broncos.
Shaver on the bench in street clothes, so don't expect to see him at all tonight. Rice, key factor in the 86-71 win over A&M, was the team's leading scorer. That was the 3rd time this season that he has done that, and he gets Boise State on the board, trailing by 3. Malater into the lane through Degenhardt as the buzzer expires, and it pops out for Rice. Thought about that transition 3. Degenhardt will get fouled.
Broncos pushing it on the fast break, ranked 96th in the NCAA with 12.3 fast break points. Continue to see the Broncos push the ball, and see here getting inside to Degenhardt. Shooting 2.
Degenhardt took a back seat in the scoring department in the win on Saturday. Averages 13.9 points per game. He misses his first free throw. Only had 8 points and took 3 shots on Saturday. And Boise State shot really well from the free throw line on Saturday. 72% as a team this year.
They're doing a great job, and Degenhardt's off to a slow start, and spoken to him before the game. He's getting some extra shots up now, shooting under 70%, but usual characteristic of a Leon Rice team, and shooting well from the line as he hits the second one here and goes to the bench for a quick break.
There's Lucas Milner, the senior from Olathe, Kansas, comes into the game to spell Degenhardt for the time being.
Something Leon Rice has been doing to start the year, and not something he's been fond of, but getting some front court pressure, 2-3-2, trying to speed it up. You see here another quick shot from
Malater got in. Milner certainly affected that shot. Smith, corner 3. Won't go. Sadrakan Ganga's got the ball on the offensive rebound for Boise State. Whiting to the paint. Tough shot. Foul called underneath. And that'll go against the Broncos. 6-4, Eastern Oregon with the lead over Boise State at the first break. Slow start for Boise State offensively. Not the case for Eastern Oregon, who come out making 3 of their first 5 buckets, and they have the 6-4 lead over Boise State early.
They're doing a great job of getting the ball through hands, and Malater, their main scorer, averaging about 16 points per game, really been aggressive here to start the game.
He's already taken 3 shots. He's only made 1 so far. Spent 2 seasons at North Idaho College up at Coeur d'Alene from 18 to 20. Broncos trapping very aggressively here in the backcourt. And Eastern Oregon takes a timeout, 30-second timeout, and a smart call because they were in danger of getting a backcourt violation.
Got some athletic bigs from the Broncos, Nganga on the court, using their length, and like I said, it's not something Leon Rice has usually done in prior years, but with a bit of athleticism this year, they're looking at doing that more and creating some opportunities on the defensive end.
Just got to look at Chris Kemp, head coach for Eastern Oregon. On the other side, Leon Rice for Boise State, last year's Mountain West Coach of the Year, and a big milestone in his career reached on Saturday. Career victory number 250 coming here in his 13th season.
Most all-time Boise State history, and he's done a great job here over his last 13, 14 seasons, and looking to continue that here throughout the season, putting some more wins on that tally.
Eastern Oregon will finally bring the ball over the timeline 13 seconds after the shot clock had started. So plenty of time ran off. Already down to 6. Huddleston gets it away. Open shot, Valdez with 1, and Rice has another rebound. Rice open for 3, launches again, and Max Rice is having a great early campaign for Boise State.
First look is on the rim every time from him, and his confidence is sky high, and every 3 that he's wide open, he's going to shoot it, as we see back at it from Huddleston from deep.
Nice shot from Huddleston. Scored just 3 points in 24 minutes in their overtime victory over Southern Oregon. That game ended 96-90. Eastern Oregon has 6 players averaging double figures per game, and they have another player who's averaging 9.8. Nice find for Smith. This is a team that knows how to score the basketball, as you could see by their field goal percentages that we showed you at the start of this contest as a team. 3 seconds for Smith with the turnaround off the front of the rim.
Mountaineers doing a great job of the defensive end, just creating Broncos. There's some tough shots there. Fade away from Najee Smith with 3 seconds left. Coach has got to be happy with the way they've started the first 6 minutes of this game.
Very different start for Boise State as compared to their game in Fort Worth. The Broncos led wire to wire and won that game wire to wire, as this ball nearly falls into the hands of Malater. It was blocked by Milner on the attack from Jeske. Boise State has led for about 10 seconds in this game so far. As Rice on the drive gets into the middle, little righty floater, and Max Rice has 8 points and a chance at the line to add another.
Mountain West Player of the Week, continuing his hot streak. This is what he does. He likes to get in the paint, jump stops, doesn't get himself in trouble, and you can see before the game he practices these shots, these little floaters off the backboard. And that really is translating into his game here, as you saw at the Texas A&M game, 5 and 6 inside the paint. Here he is heading to the line for an and 1.
What a player Max Rice is becoming here in his redshirt senior season for Boise State. He's carried the load offensively 3 times. Right now, he's got 9 of the 10 Broncos points. He's matching the Eastern Oregon output solely by himself.
Like we were saying with Schaefer on the bench, he's really got to step it up on the offensive end, and he's done just that to start this first half.
Seeing a lot of early action for Cedric Nganga as well for Boise State in this contest. This is a dribble handoff to Emmett Taylor III, whose shot just barely misses, and it's snatched up by the aforementioned Nganga. Blake Kuzmanovic also on the floor for Boise State. Jump, skip, pass, Nganga for the corner 3. Won't go, and that foul is going to be called against Ishmael Valdez. He was holding Milner.
As you're mentioning, Broncos getting some guys that haven't got many minutes. Nganga, Kuzmanovic, with Schaefer out. Some of these bench guys are going to get some extra minutes here and see if they can step up to the plate here.
Broncos have just the 1 point lead Here in half number 1. Kuzmanovic off a screen, the triple, and Pavle Kuzmanovic adds 3 from the assist off of Max Rice's hands.
Dealt some injuries here and there and rolled his ankle a couple of times, but coaching staff relaying that he's back to 100%, so we'll see him be aggressive here, and one of the main three-point shooters here, as we see three-point shot from Afework, right back at you, 13-12.
Boise State can't afford to give any of those inches. This is a team that shoots 42% from deep, and Eastern Oregon making Boise State pay on those openings. Kuzmanovic can't find an opening, so he'll back it out for a 3, hit side rim. Milner can only tip it as far as Riley O'Hara, a Boise native, playing on the other side for Eastern Oregon. Once again, Malachi Afework in the lane. He's blocked by Milner. Rice on the run out, and Max Rice adds 2 more. He's in double digits. We haven't even played 10 minutes.
There's that defense from the Broncos. Milner, nice block into their transition.
Drive from Solomon McGinnis before he gives it up. There's another 3 and another hit for Malachi Afework.
Beautiful offense here. Some tough shots, but they've, like you said, 42% start the year, and they're going to come out firing against these Broncos. See if they can create a game here.
Eastern Oregon is not afraid on the name of the front of the shirt. Coming in, Boise State has won all 6 prior matchups between these two sides. Kuzmanovic throws it away, and it's tied 15-15 as we take another break. It's Rice to the max. Hot start for Max Rice, 11 points already. It's 15-15 between the two sides, and Rice hitting double digits. We've still got 10:47 to play left in the first half here, Nick.
He might be on pace for maybe 2 Mountain West Players of the Week with the way we're going today, and continue his hot streak from Texas A&M, and Marcus Schaefer out. We're going to continue to see that for the rest of the game here.
It's a big, big week for Rice as the Broncos went 2-0. First ever Mountain West Player of the Week selection for Rice. And at the moment, his 11 points, good enough to just have Boise State tied with Eastern Oregon, who's 3 of 3 on their 3-point field goals. This is not a 3-point shot. Instead, it's a really tough 2 from Emmett Taylor, another Idahoan from Lapwai.
The Mountaineers coming out hot. They can shoot the ball just as well as the Broncos. 42% from 3 as you see Agba coming off the down pick. Beautiful, beautiful play there by the Broncos, getting them on the board. And Agba hasn't made too much of a press on this game, but he can get going in a flash.
Hand right in his face. He makes his first shot of the game on his second attempt. There's a little step back, a little snatch back from McGinnis, but he missed it. Broncos trying to add on. They do lead, and Degenhart with a tough finish gets to the rim. He scores, and he's going to the line.
Showing a little motion here at the free throw line, trying to get the Broncos going, and beautiful move there. And they've done a great job on the transition offense. Coming down, no real plays called, just coming down, finding the open player and attacking those closeouts. And Degenhart, the recipient of that, heading to the line for an and one. Broncos up by 3 halfway through the first half.
Broncos getting with Degenhart at the line for Boise State. Degenhart makes the free throw. An interesting note, the largest lead that Boise State has lost all year was a 2-point lead in their home opener and their season opener against South Dakota State. Anytime the Broncos have gone up 3 this entire year, they have won that game, which is a very, very small margin. And at the moment they lead by 4, 21-17. Malater has to back it out of danger. 6 on the shot clock for Afework. He's to the free throw line. Passes out, shot's got to go up, and it does not. Malater did not know what the time remained.
Talking before the game, 26 in defense efficiency, and see it right there. And Broncos starting to turn up the defense.
Broncos get the ball back by 4. Played nearly 11 minutes in half number 1. Boise State's on a 6-0 run over the past minute. Rice to the paint. No look, bounce pass to Degenhart. Max Rice is doing it all. He's got 11 points. He's got 4 rebounds, and now he has 3 assists.
Great offense and patience by the Broncos. Just getting the ball around. First 3 possessions, we were talking about how the Broncos weren't getting the ball through their hands, but they're definitely starting to do that here and take the 6-point lead.
Boise State getting inside more often. Deep 3 from Afork. It is off to the right side. It's an air ball, and it goes out off the knee of McGinnis.
Tough shot from the Mountaineers, but they're going to continue to do that, put pressure on the Broncos and see if they're making some tough buckets, keep that scoreboard pressure.
Broncos starting to find their footing midway through half number 1. Smith knocked away, stolen by McGinnis. Malater past Degenhart, tries the crafty reverse, and on the putback, that's Slade Dill, the freshman from Dietrich, Idaho.
Great positioning there by Dill, and Malahead trying to get to the rim, and easy pickings there on the offensive rebound.
Malater's been making this offense go for Eastern Oregon when he's had the ball in his hands. Not shooting super well. He's going to get whistled for a foul here. A little bump with Max Rice. And the Broncos, the run comes to an end, but they have the lead. It's 23-19. Broncos over the Mountaineers in half number 1. Back in Boise, Leonard Berry and Nick Duncan with you. It's been Max Rice's night, and it's been Max Rice's week. Last week, 16.5 points per game on his way to his first ever career Mountain West Player of the Week selection.
Come out today in the same fashion he ended last week as Mountain West Player of the Week, leading all statistical categories, 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, doing it all for the Broncos here in the first half.
12 minutes on the court so far for Rice, and you mentioned it a couple of times, Nick, with Marcus Shaver out. Boise State needs somebody to step up and fill the do-it-all role that Shaver does. At this moment, it's Rice.
Absolutely. 12 minutes hasn't come off. I don't see him coming off much this game. You see Whiting, beautiful move, hesitation, layup.
Chase Whiting is a player who's given Boise State some really impactful early season minutes.
Really like the way he's been playing, brings a lot of energy off the bench, plays great defense, and really a pass-first type of guy, and that really suits the Broncos as we see pull up here from Taylor the third. Broncos on the attack now.
Whiting to Degenhart. This is Rice. Degenhart left alone because of the help defense, and that's TD for 3.
Beautiful offense, and again, through Max Rice, drawing the player, and wide open shot for Degenhart, and that's assist number 4 and triple-double watch, if I wouldn't say.
It's been a long time since Boise State's had a triple-double. Last player to do it was Chandler Hutchinson back in 2017. As Milner picks up a block, Abo has the rebound. Degenhart looking for anyone and finding Abo. Shot clock under 10. Degenhart walks the baseline, and he's fouled there. Push called against Justin Jeske, rather.
Been seeing this a lot to start the year. Degenhart in that mid-post area, and he's been working in the offseason on those moves and finding plays for wide open shots, so we'll continue to see that throughout the year from Tyson Degenhart.
Rice loses the ball, but they'll keep it. Last hit by Malater. Brought up the triple-double, said it was 2017. Here's the exact numbers on it. Hutchinson, 23 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists versus Portland, December 3rd. We're still a long ways away for that, but Jace Whiting a long way away from the basket. Hits another Bronco 3. And Boise State calls a timeout, up 31-19 on a 16-2 run over the last 4 minutes.
With Schaefer out tonight, we'll see some players get some more minutes, and Whiting's going to be one of those guys Great rhythm shot off the bounce. He's provided a spark for the Broncos here. Close game, 15-all. You see the Broncos start to pull away up 12.
Eastern Oregon started 3 for 3 from outside. They have missed their next 3. Boise State started 3 of 9 on the triples. They have hit 3 of their last 3. Boise State shooting 50% from deep. They're 6 of 12, coming off a season-high 11 threes on Saturday in the win against Texas A&M.
It's really started on the defensive end. Milner with a couple of blocks, forcing the Mountaineers into some tough shots with some contests and some turnovers, and that's just led to some fast break offense, and that's the easiest offense for the Broncos. Allowed them to take a lead in this match.
This is Huddleston. Abo in front of him. 6:05 left to play. First half in Boise. Eastern Oregon had the hot start. Broncos came rampaging back and have taken the lead. Jessica tries to switch underneath the hoop. He's blocked by Abo. Kuzmanovic. Milner wide open for 2. Great find from Tyson Degenhart.
Beautiful offense. Ball getting through hands. Trying to find the open player, and Milner on the board tonight.
First shot, first basket for Lucas Milner. The Broncos add 2 more to their lead. Malater dribbles the ball off of his leg. It goes out of bounds, and it goes back to the Broncos.
Continue to see this defense from the Broncos. Jace Whiting right there, but see the whole team just buying in on the defensive end, and see what that's done on the scoreboard here in the end of the first half.
Abo fouled by A.J. Huddleston out along the 3-point line. Broncos are in the bonus. It'll be a 1-and-1. 7 fouls for Eastern Oregon so far. Just 1 foul for Boise State. Chibuzo Abo shooting 1. He will shoot a second. Broncos averaging 68 points a game so far this season. Abo hits them both. And the free throws have steadily started to improve for Boise State. Some dangerous backcourt passing here for Eastern Oregon. They get it across with just a second to spare. Valdez wants to go into the post. Guarded tightly by Milner, who's whistled for the foul. That'll be a shooting foul, sends Ishmael Valdez to the free throw line.
Getting the ball inside here. Mountaineers, just a little reach in there, sending him to the line. We'll have to continue to do that, find some offense. Last couple of possessions, Broncos have done a great job on defense, forcing some tough shots. Get some easy points here from the line.
And Valdez makes the first of 2 free throws as Najee Smith comes back into the contest. Valdez spent his 2021 season at East Tennessee State, which is a Division I school. But he actually started his career at North Idaho College, playing 2 seasons there. Eastern Oregon, his 3rd school. For the senior, originally from the Bronx in New York, he misses the second. Abo pulls it in. And the Broncos up by 15, 4:40 to play in the first half. A more active motion for Boise State. It leads to a wide open shot for Smith.
Mountaineers looking at giving that wide open 3 to Najee Smith, but seen talking to him post-game last game, he's not afraid to shoot that 3 ball, and if they're going to give him that much space, he's a Division I player. He'll knock some threes down as we've seen throughout the start of this year.
His first basket, his first 3 points. Jeske wants 3 for the Mounties, and he gets them right back.
Just what they needed. Get some points on the ball, see if they can get some stops here the last 4 minutes of the half. Try to cut into this 15-point deficit.
Broncos started moving the ball. They started making a lot of baskets. They're 9 of their last 9. Smith to work in the post. A little soft touch. Doesn't fall for him at the rim. Ball goes out of bounds. And we go to a break. Boise State coming alive offensively. They've made 9 of their last 10. Boise State football representing at Boise State men's basketball. Avery Williams back in the house. Atlanta Falcons running back and special teams player. Falcons on bye this week. Why not come back to Boise? And a half-court attempt, Nick. A little bit off there from Avery.
Just a little bit, but good to see Avery back in the house and taking some time off on his bye week to come back to Boise.
6 teams in the NFL on bye this week. 38-23 is the score. Broncos lead it. Leonard Berry and Nick Duncan bringing you the action here at ExtraMile Arena. And Jeske's in the lane again. A floater over the top of Smith. This Eastern Oregon team, man, they can score.
They can score, and all players with some confidence in Jeske coming out and playing a solid half for the Mountaineers.
He's got 7 points, 3 of 5 shooting from the floor. And Ganga back out there for Boise State, as is Burke Smith getting his first touch of the contest. A wide open Rice, a triple back iron, and Ganga whacks at it, and it'll be finally reeled in by Afwerk. He's wide open for 3. Broncos left him. He's hit a couple much harder than that in this game. That's his first miss from outside.
It's always the ones that are wide open that can be sometimes the hardest shots. And see Max Rice here coming down the lane, finding Kuzmanovic.
Kuzmanovic will take a fade away right in the middle. Offensive rebound, a little bit of help from Smith, and a friendly bounce off the front of the rim after he left the baby hook a little short. .25, 2 minutes left to play in half number 1. Jeske thinking about it, makes a pass, it's deflected. Kuzmanovic saves it to Rice, and the Broncos find Smith, who gets pounded. The ball got whacked, but so did Smith. It was Valdez from behind.
Great pass here from Najee Smith looking up the court. Some different Broncos on the court. I don't think we've seen this lineup with Burke Smith, Nganga, Najee Smith, and Kuzmanovic on the court. And we mentioned before with Marcus Schaefer out, a few of these Broncos that don't get many minutes might see some minutes here in tonight's game.
First free throw for Smith, a miss. He's a redshirt sophomore. He's redshirted last season. Made 4 appearances in 20 and 21 across that COVID season. Getting some game action here tonight. Misses both free throws, and the Mounties will come the other way with it. Minute and a half left to play, first half. This is the second game Smith has appeared in this season after he got some minutes against Loyola Chicago. And Ganga will manage to do enough to move the ball to Degenhardt. Smith, quick passing, nice find. 3 for Degenhardt.
Beautiful inside and out offense from the Broncos. And Leon Rice, one of their 3 objectives on the game is getting the ball inside, and they shot that. You can see their wide open 3-point shot from Degenhardt.
Huddleston, tough shot off the bounce. Degenhardt on the run out, 14 for Degenhardt. He's 5 of 5 from the floor.
Another transition buck from the Broncos, and their defense and defensive rebounding lean into offense.
Rice is officially on triple-double watch after that play. There's a 6th rebound for Rice. He throws it up the floor for Smith, who gets ran into. That would have been 6 for Rice had Smith been able to finish that here in half number 1.
You can see get the rebound, eyes up the court, and Mountaineers seem to be a little slow back on transition, and the Broncos are taking advantage of that.
7-0 run for Boise State over the last minute 45. Smith is back at the free throw line. And Degenhart has taken over the scoring lead in the game with the 14 points, but Rice has 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists as Smith misses the first part of a 1-and-1. Shot clock turned off. Eastern Oregon can hold for the final possession in half number 1. Huddleston with 10 seconds. Lane loses the ball with 3.1. To Rice. Quickly he goes with 1 second. Rice misses it to the right. And the half ends. Very successful one for Boise State. Up 45-25, shooting 60%. Halftime in the City of Trees. Boise State leads Eastern Oregon. Leonard Berry alongside former Bronco forward Nick Duncan, and the stats at the half certainly tell the story. Boise State with a big surge towards the end of half number 1. Nick, you can see the shooting percentage, the three-point percentage, it all started to rise astronomically.
Off to a slow start, as you mentioned, happened more on the back half of the game, but after it being 15-15, you can see a 30-10 run by Boise State. They've done a great job on offense, just finding that extra player, getting the ball through hands, and started before that on defense. They've done a great job on the defensive end, creating hard shots, a few block shots there for Milner and other key players as well. So they've done a great job on the defensive end and the offensive end to start the game.
And one of the things that you noticed at the start, you brought up, Boise State was playing a little bit of hero ball, a little bit of ice, so they started 3 of 9 on their three-point shots. Once around, through the outside, through the paint, Boise State is now up to 8 of 15 on their three-point shots. They made 5 of 6 to end the half. Absolutely,
and you see their 9 assists as well. 3 turners. They're doing a good job of moving the ball, finding the open player, and making sure they don't turn the ball over. And that's key recipe for the Broncos. And I know Coach Rice is harping on that. And they've done a good job there. 59% the floor. Done an awesome job on the offensive end.
Individually, Tyson Degenhart leads the way, 14 points for Boise State. And Max Rice, who started out with 9 of Boise State's first 10 points, he's got 11, but it's everything else that he has been doing that has led the way for Boise State. The team's leading rebounder with 6, and the leading assister with 5. In fact, all the other Broncos combined don't have as many assists as Rice already has in this contest.
He's been doing it all for them, obviously coming out strong with a couple of threes there, but he's done a great job on the defensive end, rebounding the ball, and a lot of those assists are coming on the fast break and getting his head up, trying to find the open guy. So phenomenal stuff from him, starting off Mountain West Player of the Week, and he's continued that fashion playing here in the first half.
Eastern Oregon individually, they've worked 6 points, hit 2 3-pointers in that first half. Huddleston's got 5, Jeski's got 7, and somebody who's been very quiet, Philip Malater, started off with the 2 points on a great move on Tyson Degenhart in the paint. Since then, 0 for 3 shooting.
Yeah, they came out strong and started the game really well, 3 from 3, and they've slowed down a little bit towards the back half of the first half, but they're going to come out, they're going to continue to shoot the ball, 42% from the three-point line this year, and they're shooting 50% in the first half. So you'll see them, they're not going to give up, they're going to continue to shoot the ball, put some scoreboard pressure on the Broncos here.
We'll see what happens when we come back for half number 2. Broncos and Mountaineers have another 20 to go on the Mountain West Network. Back in Boise, the Broncos with a 20-point lead, 45-25 over Eastern Oregon. Broncos have a big game coming up on Saturday. They'll be in St. Louis taking on St. Louis, and it was a total beatdown to St. Louis tonight. They lost 84-62 to Iona. Three-pointer of the second half, first three-pointer of the second half, comes from Adam Orr. And that is a miss, keeps the score at 45-25. 30 seconds into half number 2 as Rice makes an errant pass, turns the ball over. It's just the first turnover of the night for Rice after all the passing work he's done. That's Valdez, and Valdez for 2 just inside the Mountain West logo.
Mountaineers are going to continue to press on the offensive end. You saw first shot 3, and we'll continue to see them push here in the second half and try to cut into this deficit.
Broncos up 45-27. We played a minute into the second half. This is Smith. Boise State keeping that ball moving quickly. Outside of the first 4 minutes of this game, they have been whipping it around. Degenhart goes to work on the block, and Tyson Degenhart, he's a bit undersized, but he scores like he's 7 feet.
Been working on that move all off-season, Coach Rice, continuing in getting the ball in that low post area, and he's been more confident this year, taking that big leap from his freshman year. Continue to see him with the ball in that low post area.
Degenhart, the on-ball defender, as Huddleston gets rid of it. 3 missing to the left side from Adam Orr. Smith into the post for Boise State. He's got Degenhart, corners Trey, and Tyson Degenhart continues his flying start. He's 7 of 7 for 19 points.
Speaking to him after the last game, and he's had a slow start to the year, shooting-wise from the free. You see a beautiful pass there from Valdez with a beautiful shot. But Degenhart, he's had a slow start to the year from the three-point line, and last couple of games he's really had his eye in and a little bit more flow to his shot, and started off 3 from 3 here from the three-point line.
Whiting pushes it too strong, gets his own miss. Nice hustle play, pure effort from Jace Whiting. Abo, hand in his face, he's fouled as he hits the triple.
Abo's been quiet in this game tonight, but with a tough shot there, right? With a hand in his face here, you see Sisson Whiting, but strong contest. Get a little close to Abo, but beautiful shot there from the Broncos.
This is Abo's second game in a row with an opportunity at a 4-point play. He missed the free throw at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, but he makes it this time. 4-point play for Shibuzo Abo, and the Broncos add on. And one of the things for Boise State coming into the season, the Broncos didn't know where their scoring was going to come from. They thought Abo would be their leading scorer, their key scorers, or had a good look. Couldn't get it. It bounces out of bounds. So far, this is the 9th game of the season for Boise State. The Broncos have almost had too much scoring. Abo has only had a couple of games in double digits, but the Broncos are 3-0 when he scores 10 or more.
Now the 3 key departures from last year, Acott, Kejab, and Armouche, and big transfer from Texas Tech. Thought maybe he'd be one of the leading scorers this year, but that's been the advantage of the Broncos. Max Rice stepping up to the plate. Schaefer obviously doing the same things as last year. Najee Smith coming onto the starting 5 lineup. They've had a lot of contributions from multiple amount of players, and Abo hasn't been able to do all of it.
Air ball from Orr. Rice getting out, closing him down. Rice on the baseline, that floater. It's been so good to him this season, doesn't come off this time. Malater trying to get going, high arcing off the glass, and that's what Philip Malater needed to see a ball go through the hoop.
Started off the game strong and Didn't really see him much there at the end of the first half, but beautiful move there, and he's going to continue to be aggressive and try and win this lead from the Broncos.
Abo gets to his spot, left elbow. Smith, offensive glass, finds Abo, second chance. That won't go either. For the Malater, can he finish that? No.
Some beautiful moves from the guard.
Last year he was an All-American honorable mention. You can see why. Smith rattles home a 3-ball. And that should be an assist for Max Rice. Don't look now. 11, 7, and 7 for Max Rice. 15-15 left to go in the second half. Malater. And this kid can play. This kid can ball.
Starting to heat up and take the hand here for the Mountaineers, and some beautiful moves there. Nifty. He can score the ball.
Comes from such a small town in Arley, Montana. Mostly Native Americans. He himself is actually part of 2 different Native American tribes. As Degenhart gets stripped underneath the basket and gets fouled. At 57-33, we have our first break in the second half. Max Rice working his way towards a triple-double for the Broncos. Boise State has the lead over Eastern Oregon. Leonard Berry and Nick Duncan with you, and Tyson Degenhart. Big reason why he leads the Broncos in scoring. 19 points on 7 of 7 shooting.
He's doing a great job tonight, especially from the 3-point line. Started the year 1 from 16 from 3 in the first 4 games, and only shooting 22%, but he's done a great job tonight, getting in rhythm from the 3-point line. Done a great job inside as well, getting that ball in the high post and the low post and facilitating as well. So he's been strong and confident for the Broncos tonight.
Next basket for Degenhart would be a season high. His career high is 23, and he misses the first free throw. Still has a chance to set a new season high at 20 points. And for all the talk about Boise State last season at the free throw line, and Nick, you saw a lot of games for Boise State. They finished 10th in the Mountain West in terms of free throw shooting. Degenhart goes 0 for 2 here. This season, in regards to clutch free throws, they're actually 16 of 19, and those are categorized as free throws with under 5 minutes to play inside a 10-point game. So Boise State, when it matters, is actually making quite a few of their free throws.
And those are the ones that count. And obviously last year they were 10th, but they still won a lot of games. So, you know, Mountain West this year, which we'll talk about in a little bit, really strong, and a lot of those key free throws are going to matter down the stretch in some important games.
Another rebound for Cedric Nganga. That's his 5th. As Pavle Kuzmanovic has it stolen away. The outlet for Afework, and that's a smart decision. Take the floater, but he couldn't find the finish. At 6'1", he was not going to finish over the 6'10" Nganga very easily. Milner to the right-handed turnaround hook.
Beautiful move from Milner inside, collecting himself, and easy finish there.
Huddleston is fouled, and that'll go against Kobe Young for Boise State, the redshirt freshman from Pasco, Washington. Afework will inbound. Afework to the top into the hands of Jalen Leday. Another foul called against Kobe Young.
Mountaineers continue to move the ball and putting some foul pressure on the Broncos here. Start the second half.
So Young picks up the 2 fouls, getting his 6th game action of the year. Ball knocked away, and Ganga nearly had it, but he's standing out of bounds. Nice reach by Kuzmanovic. The baseline, that is blocked. Slade Dill trying to go up. Shot clock expires, and the officials are going to have to review the made basket. It looked like it came right after the shot clock had expired that the shot was released. So the officials will go to the monitor and they'll take a look. We'll take a second look as well. And it's still in his hand. That one will be coming back.
Yeah, unfortunate there, but some great defense for Milner. He's done a great job tonight inside. Lee's got 2 blocks from the big fella inside, protecting the rim, providing some length for the Broncos.
It was Riley O'Hara who's going to have the basket called back. O'Hara from Boise, went to Centennial High School, and is a redshirt freshman playing at Eastern Oregon. Officials still taking a look at the replay monitor. Riley's sister actually played for Boise State on the volleyball court. She was a graduate transfer. Allie O'Hara played at Pepperdine for 4 seasons before joining Boise State, part of the Mountain West tournament winning team a year ago. And Boise State, of course, the Broncos on the hardwood, tournament winning team in the Mountain West a year ago, hoping to replicate that this year. But as you mentioned, Nick, the Mountain West full surprises this season.
It sure is, and we'll touch on it a bit later, but they've had some great starts from multiple teams, and expect conference this year is going to be some nail-biting games and a lot of teams close in their record. That's my prediction for this year. A lot of teams going to be 12-6, 13-5. I think some tough opponents, and a lot of away games are going to be clutch. We see an offensive foul here from Milner down low.
Milner called for the foul. A lot of teams with great starts, and the team that everyone thought was going to have the great season off to maybe the worst start in Wyoming. They've been a total surprise. Graham Ike, though, hasn't played for them, and with a 3-5 record, Wyoming has sorely missed who was selected the Mountain West preseason player of the year. Eastern getting the ball back, looking to create some space is Malachi Afwerk. O'Hara into the lane, and can't get that one either. Kobe Young has the board. Kobe Young's a really interesting player for Boise State as well. He hasn't seen a whole lot of playing time, as Kuzmanovic's shot is called off. Foul was on the floor, and with the Broncos up by 26 with just under 12 to play, we'll step aside for another time here at ExtraMile Arena. Back at ExtraMile Arena, Leonard Berry alongside our favorite Aussie, Nick Duncan. We've been teasing the net rankings in the Mountain West, so let's bring it to you. Utah State, number 15. A number of Mountain West teams inside the top 60, and Boise State at just 57 as Burke Smith goes to work down low, gets his own rebound, and gets fouled.
Yeah, see 6 teams inside the top 60 there, led by Utah State, but also New Mexico right behind them in 20th, beating St. Mary's last game, and UNLV might be sneaky this year, beating Minnesota and Dayton as well. So, as we were saying, conference is going to be pretty fun this year with a lot of good teams, and as you said, Wyoming underperforming, but I know Jeff Linder in Laramie is going to get the team together once EK is going to be back on the court, and they'll be a force in the Mountain West as well, as we see Burke Smith hitting his first free throw of the game, 1 from 4.
Second one for Smith goes in. Wyoming, the 3-5 start in the first net rankings of the season, that gets them number 275. They had a couple of really bad losses already.
Couple of bad losses, lost against Grand Canyon over the weekend, and I know Jeff's going to have the team ready. He knows the time to win is in March, and he'll have the team ready, no doubt.
O'Hara missing the one-handed push shot, but kept alive. 3-ball on its way, and corralled by Najee Smith. One team for the Mountain West is already in the top 25. That's San Diego State. They're, depending on what you look at, they're either 22nd or 24th in the rankings. As Kobe Young grabs the offensive board, finds a wide open Kuzmanovic. No, Smith up, no foul. Ball still loose. O'Hara's got it, and it is saved to Ledet. UNLV's receiving votes, New Mexico receiving votes. Both of those teams are undefeated. The Broncos have knocked off 3 Power 5 opponents. And if this winning streak continues on, Boise State could find themselves in the receiving votes category. That shot is missed and then knocked out of bounds.
You mentioned San Diego State, 47th in the net rankings, but 2 losses against 2 top 10 opponents, Arkansas and Arizona.
Troy gave them a scare last night for a little bit as well in that first half.
Well, it was a close game, but you know their defense is always up there in the top 25, just like the Broncos want to be. Or great pass there.
Great pass, to the finish. Slade Dill. Dill, a freshman, graduated from Dietrich High School back in 2018. Foul on the floor, called against the Mountaineers.
Good to see Leon Rice continue to rotate the bench, and Burke Smith having a larger run than normal, and Kuzmanovic out there after his injuries. As you can see, beautiful backdoor play, unfortunately knocked out of bounds, but great to see some of these bench players getting on, getting some minutes, and you know they may be needed down the stretch as we talk about all these teams vying for the Mountain West Championship. Some of these guys might be needed down the stretch.
League seems like it's even better than it was last year when it sent 4 teams to the tournament. Shot missed by the Broncos. Max Rice is back out on the floor. He's a player to keep your eye on. Still on triple-double watch for Rice. He needs 3 more rebounds, 3 more assists. Down low, blocked by Smith. The rejection at the rim, and an oop for Burke Smith.
Defense to offense again for the Broncos, and none other than high energy, high motor personnel, Najee Smith.
McGinnis, no look pass behind him. Najee Smith was ready to rise up and get another rejection. McGinnis, left corner 3, air ball into the hands of Nganga. Pass too far for Kuzmanovic, sprinting ahead. Serbian couldn't get there. It's out of bounds.
Nganga heading to the bench, but he's a player we'll probably see more down the stretch in the conference championship as we see a timeout here on the court.
63-35, still the score. 9:29 left to play here in Boise. Boise State on a 5-game winning streak, looking to push it to 6. Here against Eastern Oregon, you see the remaining non-conference schedule for the Broncos at St. Louis. You think it's going to be a tough test for sure. 7-3 Billikens in there. As we said earlier here tonight, Billikens took a bad loss tonight to Iona in New York. 84-62 was the final of that contest. Hayford, 3, fouled by Whiting. He'll get 3 shots.
I know the Broncos are looking forward to that rematch after their tough overtime loss last year. So you see here, Whiting committing the foul, just stepping too close. Underneath Hayford to the line for 3.
After that game against St. Louis for Boise, first shot. It came just 4 days after the loss to Bakersfield, at a time where many people around the Boise State program had no idea where this program was headed last season. And that game they took the Billikens to overtime. They could have won it. They probably should have won it. But you could see that was where they started to turn the corner. And then from there, the winning streak, the Mountain West regular season championship, the tournament championship, the NCAA appearance. That was the game last year where everything turned around for Boise State, even though they lost by 4.
Some of those games where it's close and you really want to win them, but you look back after the season and you probably point out that loss has been kind of the spark and catalyst for the Broncos. So he's Salah inside for his first bucket in the first minutes of the game.
Detroit Mercy transfer getting on the floor for the Broncos. Give them a few good minutes against Texas A&M. There's a nice jump shot. Solomon McGinnis utilizing the pull-up. .5 lead for the Broncos. Shabuzo Abo is back on the floor. Broncos still playing with 3 starters in Whiting, Rice, and Abo. Here's Rice. Finds Silla. One dribble. Goes up, and he's fouled by Malachi Afork.
Great possession there. As you see here, Max Rice finding the open player and Salah getting in there and using some of these precious minutes that he's been getting to good use. See him go to the line here for 2.
That's such an unfair matchup down in the post. That was 6'11" Silla against 6'1" Afork.
See the Broncos there finding the mismatch and letting the big fella go to work down low.
And with the loss of Milan Armush, huge paint presence, huge on the glass for Boise State. The questions still remain on who is going to fill that void, or if they even need to find anyone to fill that void. So far, they've been just fine, even matching up against teams with some pretty impressive bigs in Washington State and Colorado. We got a foul before the shot on the floor. Even look at Texas A&M, plenty of players above 6'9", 6'10" in Boise State. 15-point victory, wire to wire.
Started the year off with Milder in the 5 spot and went to Najee Smith after their 3rd game, and they're 5-0 with him. Starting to talk about him a lot and his energy and his motor, and they haven't missed a beat with him on the court as we see the Mountaineers continue attack here.
Good defense by Silla, but a better finish. Jalen Leday just goes right over the top of the 6'11" Silla.
Beautiful move there, and Mountaineers continue to put pressure on the Broncos, and they're not going to go away here in the second half.
Whiting in the lane, no. Rice fighting for it, knocks it to Whiting, who will take the second chance opportunity.
Talk about Whiting and his continued presence and energy, and you see him there always moving and seems to always find himself in the right spot here.
Afork nearly lost that dribble. He does, as it's stolen by Whiting. He picks the pocket, bounce pass off the hands of Abo. He said he wanted it up for the alley-oop slam, didn't get it. Broncos working on the glass. Back in Boise, 68-42. Broncos lead the Mountaineers. For Boise State, look poised to earn their 6th straight win in a row. For the Mountaineers, they've won 3 straight, including their first 2 games in the Cascade Collegiate Conference versus Oregon Tech and Southern Oregon. Good news for them is that this game will not count against their winning streak. They're going to treat it as an exhibition. So the winning streak will remain at 3. No official contest on the schedule for Eastern, but they put up a really good fight tonight, and you can certainly see why they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in their conference in the NAIA this year.
Absolutely. They've got the tools to have a great year, and they started the year brilliant from the 3-point line, and they'll continue that into their conference schedule.
Tough shot, Afork. Can't get the shooters roll, and Young gets it in for Boise State. Abo still on the floor alongside Rice and Whiting for Boise State. Mohamed Silla back to the basket. Hands all over him as he scores for 2, and a bear hug from McGinnis, and all smiles.
Big fella putting in some solid minutes here, seeing him get the ball down low. Great patience, footwork there, and taking advantage of the mismatch. But as you say, you got 3 starters still on the court. I'd be surprised when Coach Rice might look to give them some valuable rest and get some of the bench guys some minutes. Kuzmanovic, Milner.
Silla has made free throw. He's got 6 points. Broncos only have 2 players in double digits tonight, in Degenhart and Rice. And both of them got there in the first half. Kept alive for Eastern. Leday, nice moves. Got open, couldn't finish. Can't finish that one either. Rice, rebound number 8. The triple-double watch is still on as long as he stays out there.
Still out there, but be very surprised if he's not. Beautiful move from the big fella down low. 8 points off the bench tonight.
You got to think Mohamed Silla is going to play a big part in the conference slate against players like Graham Ike of Wyoming. He's the type of guy that could body him up. That's what Boise State needed last year with Mladen Armush. Trying to neutralize Ike, tipped up into the air. Lida doesn't have it. Rice, he's board hunting now. He ripped it away from Silla. He's got 9.
I'm sure he knows his stat line right now. Quick 3 from Arbo.
He wants 10. Oh, he nearly got it, but a foul's called on the floor on the loose ball. And 2 players are going to come in, Kuzmanovic and Nganga. So one of Abo and Whiting and Rice is going to stay on the floor. We'll see who it is. It's not Rice. He's coming off.
See the bench having a little chuckle, but great match from Max tonight, doing it all on both ends of the court and assisting his teammates as well, and have a well-earned rest down there at the end of the bench.
Shot made by Afework. Cade Rice and Max Rice are both sitting next to each other, the brothers, and Cade keeps pointing at the in-house scoreboard, pointing to the Broncos points, and it was showing the stats for Max, and I'm sure he's telling him, hey man, you're so close, you almost got that triple-double. Silla at the top for Boise State, 5 minutes left. Nganga, left corner 3. He's got another one. He had one against A&M. He hits his first here on his second try.
Leon Rice is going to be happy with that. Kuzmanovic, great pass in Nganga. And just those 2 guys, I know Nganga's got a lot of hype about him, and Kuzmanovic has been here for a couple of years, and those are some guys that could play some valuable minutes in the conference schedule. See Kobe White with the steal.
Steal from Young. Nganga to the rim.
See that raw talent and athleticism and the potential of the young freshman, and he'll continue to build each and every minute he plays on the court.
The Angolan getting another steal. Sadrak Nganga. Oh, this is what he's capable of. I think everybody knew that coming in. He's got another steal. Sadrak Nganga.
Back to back, and as you said, you can see the potential in this young fella, providing a spark, and his length is going to be needed this year with the 5 spot still under question. Just see a beautiful pass there to Dill for the easy slam as well on the other end.
We talked a lot about Boise State tonight, but Eastern Oregon, again, we said it, this is a team that's going to make a lot of noise in the Triple C conference. And you can see the way they can pick apart Boise State's defense, which is one of the best in the country at the Division I level. Eastern Oregon, they've got some real ballers, and they've got some players that can score the basketball.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to continue to be well in the Triple C conference, as you see. So they'll get another bucket, but they're going to have a great year. Their shooting is going to be their biggest asset this year, shooting 42% already, and they started the game here strong, just couldn't keep up with some of the defense from the Broncos.
And you see The height for Boise State and the length for the Broncos. Cedric Nganga ripping down the rim and ripping the ball away. Well, Cedric Nganga, big time prospect for Boise State. He's getting extended minutes here tonight, and he's showing why he came out of high school so highly rated.
You can sell athleticism, length, using it all today, and 6'10", I don't know if they have down, maybe guard, but guard, forward, whatever he is, he's got a lot of potential here with the Broncos. And some key minutes here, get him on the court. Some confidence for him heading into a big non-conference game next against St. Louis and into conference play starting in January.
And the Broncos got him at really a discount. At one point, he was a top 15 prospect in the entire country, and he dealt with injuries throughout his junior and senior seasons of high school. When he was a 5-star recruit during the early stages of his recruitment, his final 11 schools were Memphis, Oklahoma, Illinois, Kansas, Kentucky, UCLA, Arizona, Auburn, and after injury commits to Boise State.
Some good schools right there for him to pick from, and unfortunate injuries in his final 2 years of high school, but big pickup from Leon Rice and the Broncos.
And Nganga going to work. The Angolan adds 2 more. He's got 11 points. And Cedric Nganga reaches double digits for the Broncos. That's the first time in his career that he's scored 10 or more. He's got 11. Foul, I believe this is going to go against Nganga as he was blocking at the free throw line, and yes, it does go against Cedric Nganga.
Mayfoot has been the bright light here in the second half, continuing to attack there and creating the foul and going to the line again. Already been to the line 5 times tonight, 5 from 5. See if he can continue his hot streak.
He's the only scorer for Eastern Oregon with more than 10 points. That free throw gives him 12. And the biggest thing for Eastern Oregon, the three-point shooting slowed down a considerable amount. Afork makes them both. They started the game 3 for 3, 1 of 10 throughout the rest of it so far with 2:15 left to play. Nganga to Silla. Sam Winters on the court for Boise State. Nganga to the lane, and Nganga to the rim. It's too easy for the 6'10 guard.
You see that confidence continue to build in this game. First 3 from the corner into some of these dunks, and Leon Rice has got to be happy with what he's seen from the freshman tonight.
Afork gets the switch he wants. Thought he had a 3 ball, does not. And Nganga's got his 6th rebound. He's pushing the tempo. Finds Winter, finds Silla, and the 2-handed slam from the big man.
Great transition offense. Sam Winter, walk-on leading the charge there with a great assist to get on the stat sheet tonight.
From the free throw line, that jumper is good. Solomon McGinnis. Broncos getting close to the final score they had back in 2017 when these two teams last met up. It was 104-65. Kuzmanovic, right-handed runner, and then he volleyball spikes the ball out of bounds. Really impressive performances from the Broncos tonight. 4 scorers get to double digits. Degenhart leads them all. McGinnis showing his ability to score.
Beautiful move there in the last minute. Great crossover there to the step back, and like you were mentioning before, they're a scoring team and they've showed glimpses of what they can do against a Division I opponent, and they're gonna have some success this year in their Triple C conference.
Slade-Dale gets a block on Nganga. There's a long launch, and Young grabbing the rebound with under 30 seconds to mean the Broncos can dribble out the rest of this clock, and Boise State will hold another opponent to under 60. They'll only get 5 of the last 7 for the Broncos that they've held under 60 points. Boise State continues to be one of the best teams in the nation in regards to limiting opponents' points, it'll be a 90-54 victory for the Broncos here on the night. Degenhart with 19, Rice with 11. Missed out on a double-double by just 1 rebound and added 7 assists. And then Ngonga with 13.
Great game all around, as you mentioned. 4 teams, 4 players, I should say, in double digits. And Leon Rice has got to be happy with the bench play today, getting some guys on for some valuable minutes, trying to get their confidence up. We saw the potential of Ngonga, his athleticism and length, and also Mohamed Silla coming on and providing some key minutes and valuable points there for the Broncos.
For Boise State, I mentioned it, these minutes matter regardless of who they come against, when they come. Boise State is going to need more of their bench against Mountain West opposition. People are going to get into foul trouble. Some injury bugs are going to hit you at some point during the season, and to have depth like that for Boise State, it's super important. And the Broncos showing that they have it, and they have it in spades here this evening as we're joined by Max Rice. And Max, another victory for you guys. The winning streak's up to 6, but you're kind of in a different role tonight. No Shaver, you played his role. You scored the points, you got the rebounds, you got the assists. Just talk me through kind of playing every part of the game here tonight.
There we go. Yeah, I just wanted to make my teammates better tonight. I knew a lot of guys were going to be out there. Just trying to build our guys' confidence because we got a big one Saturday against St. Louis.
I just want to talk about your progression from your freshman year up into your senior year. Obviously, Mountain West Player of the Week last week. I mean, just talk about your overall experience in college and just your progression from your freshman year and sophomore year and to now starting and being a lead player on this team.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching icons like you, Nick, so I learned from the best. And yeah, I think that just says a lot about this program and the development and kind of what goes into it. I think these coaches have put a lot of hours into my game and stuff, and I think it's really paying off for me right now. And credit to my teammates. They've been finding me in my spots and stuff, and I think we're just starting to roll. So hopefully I can keep this one going into conference.
And Max, you were on the team last year. You remember the big winning streak that you guys went on to start December. You've now pushed the winning streak to 6. I know that last year it's a different team, it's a different story, but the way things have felt so far, is this the type of team that you feel can replicate, can do the double again?
Oh, absolutely. We got really high goals and aspirations. Obviously, we don't want to look too far into March or anything like that, but step 1 is winning Saturday and just kind of going on from there one at a time. And I think we're really molding as a team in a lot of ways, and I think you can see that out in the court. We're getting a lot better every game. So.
Well, Max, we appreciate your time. Great contest tonight, and good luck on Saturday.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Max Rice for Boise State. Another big victory for the Broncos. 90-54 is the final, and mate, we have fun tonight.
We had fun. Great performance from the Broncos heading into St. Louis on the weekend, and we'll see how they go.
The Broncos got a tough one. They'll match up against St. Louis. That'll be in Missouri. Until then, for my analyst, Nick Duncan, for the rest of our crew here at Boise State University, I'm Leonard Berry, thanking you for tuning into this edition of Bronco Basketball. The Broncos move to 7-2. They win their 6th straight.